Okay, so, I didn't plan to make a video yet. This is surprise first video of 2020. But I watched a movie last night at a New Year's party with friends that I just have to talk about. And that movie is The Man Who Killed Hitler and then The Bigfoot. And I just always love that it's specifically The Bigfoot. But, yeah, I first heard about this movie from Cinemassacre's rental reviews. I forget what movie they were talking about. One of the guys brought up that, brought up the movie, The Man Who Killed Hitler and then The Bigfoot. And I love James' reaction. I was like, did you just say two different movie titles? No! One title. And the second I heard that that was a movie that existed, I needed to have it. And on Blu-ray. So, I went to Amazon, I bought it. I've had it for months, since, around May, and I just now got to watching it. Because I knew this was a movie I had to watch with friends. This is a movie you can't experience alone, you gotta watch with someone else. And, the premise is, as you can tell, there's a man who killed Hitler and then kills the Bigfoot. I know I've repeated that a lot, but Sam Elliott, and it's Sam Elliott too, is the other reason I want to see, but he plays Calvin Barr, who in World War II actually killed Hitler. But it was kept secret, and then, as it says on the back of the box, decade later, the U.S. government has called upon him again for a new top-secret mission. Bigfoot has some kind of disease that is spreading deep in the Canadian wilderness, and he has not stopped. It will wipe out all of mankind. Yeah, that's this movie. You go from one thing to this other thing. And so, yeah, that title, that premise, I thought it was going to be one of those really schlocky, crazy, so bad it's good movies. Just kind of tongue-in-cheek, knew what it was. No. This movie plays everything completely straight. It is Sam Elliott. It starts off with a flashback by a younger guy, a younger version of the character, played by Adrian Turner, who I don't know from anything, but he looks a lot like young Sam Elliott, so it worked. But it starts out with him getting ready to assassinate Hitler, and the first thing that what I thought would this movie's tone would be is he's disguised as a Nazi, obviously. He's handling all this stuff, and has a wristwatch that the hands are a swastika. So it's always Nazi o'clock. Don't know how that actually works, but it was funny. But then it's told in a series of flashbacks, because we see Sam Elliott in the bar, we go back and forth to the mission where he kills Hitler. And it had one of the things, I love this trope in movies, where he, has a flask, a pen, and all these things, and he gets signed in, he has to, put his gun, check his gun with, whoever, the Nazi clerk, before he sees Hitler, and as he's walking down the hallway, he's putting together all the things to make a gun. I just kind of love that trope. So he kills Hitler, and like I said, it flashes back between what Sam Elliott does in, I think it's the 70s or 80s, how he lives his life then, and when he killed Hitler. And that's the bulk of the movie. It is actually a very somber look at a man who had to straight up execute another man, and even though he's Hitler, he's lived with that guilt. Especially since we find out later in the movie, and there are spoilers, so if you want to see this fresh, stop now. Okay, so we find out later in the movie that him killing Adolf Hitler did nothing, because the Nazis had, body doubles ready to go. The hair and the mustache were just pomp and circumstances for a show. The ideology of the Nazi party lived on beyond the man. As Sam Elliott says, I just killed a man. The monster lived on. And so he's had to live with that regret his entire life. It cost him, the love of his life, because we also get backstories of this girl, this woman he fell in love with, and he was going to ask to marry him, and it never seemed to work out, and eventually she left him because he was gone for so long, and the mission was so secret they didn't tell anything. And then there's this he shows up with like a full beard in one of the flashbacks into the Russian camp, and there's a scene where the Russian guy's like shaving him with a straight razor. It's really tense. It's really good. Like, all of this is done, and what would be kind of an Academy Award, Oscar-style movie. Like, it is a very intense, very poignant look at this man. And then he fights Bigfoot! Yeah! Like, the whole point of him fighting Bigfoot is like, a sci-fi movie of the week invades this movie for just a small stretch of it. Like, and it has Ron Livingston, who is usually in these things, the Canadian ambassador, and they're talking about Bigfoot and how he is going to wipe out all humanity because he has this disease and he's just spraying it, and they have to get Sam Elliott's character because he is one of the lucky few that his blood is immune. He is immune to it somehow. And Ron Livingston's sitting there like, my grandfather used to tell me stories, and he got senile in his old age, and he told us stories he probably shouldn't tell us. And she was like, yes, I did. It's the most bizarre thing. And so, yeah, there's a chunk of the movie where he goes to Canadian wilderness, which is on fire, because the Canadian government made this ring of fire to contain Bigfoot, and it's the same thing, like helicopter, people in hazmat suits, the big suits, the big tents. The Canadians don't have guns, so Ron Livingston brought some of his personal stock, and of course this massive collection of guns, and Samuel L's like, that rifle, that scope, this knife. He's in the wilderness like fucking Rambo. He shoots Bigfoot and he tracks him. He has this big radio, the big walkie-talkie. He's like, yeah, next time you hear from me, it'll be done. And he just like throws it. Also, Bigfoot doesn't have big feet, and he's upset about that. And so, yeah, he just tracks Bigfoot, and the first thing you see him Bigfoot get shot, and Samuel goes and tracks to him. They say nothing is alive except Bigfoot in this like ring of fire, the containment area. But we see an elk and then an owl, which is the best scene because Sam Elliott's trying to sleep in a cave, and the owl comes down. He's like, well, "Hello there." Then the owl flies away. It's like, "Bye." Yeah. So then he shoots Bigfoot, and Bigfoot looks exactly like you would expect for Bigfoot to look in one of these things. It is a terrible costume. It's like the skeletal face. You find him, you think he's dead, Samuel's gonna burn him, he comes back to life, they fight, he breaks Samuel's arm, Samuel stabs him with a knife a couple times, and then like, I did not want it to be this way, and just like fucking executioner shoots Bigfoot. And then he lays down and looks like we're led to believe he's dead. Like Larry Miller replaced his younger brother. Larry Miller's looking older. It surprised me. But, like, they're doing that. They have a funeral. You think the movie's wrapping up. Samuel, turns out he's alive. He comes back. They buried, like, his uniform and something he kept in a box, which we don't know. And then, like, the movie keeps going for a little while longer to where, we wrap up where we see he tried to propose to the woman he loved and it didn't work out. And he dug up the box. It has some kind of, I think it's a gun he might contemplate killing himself with. I don't know. We never find out. It's one of those kinds of movies. But, it's him with his dog, and that's the end of the movie. I am fascinated by this movie. Like I said, I was expecting schlock. I got a really good, serious movie. Like, I was invested in the whole thing. But then just Bigfoot appears. I want to know the pitch to this. Did the guy who wrote it come in with this, the man killed Hitler? Was just, I have a story called The Man Who Killed Hitler, and it's this look at this man who killed Adolf Hitler in World War II, but it did nothing, and he has to live with that guilt. And then the person was like, I like it. But how about he also fights Bigfoot? What? And that's why they added, and then the Bigfoot. I don't know. I'm probably going to have to look up stuff about this movie. But, yeah, the fact that, like, my friends didn't like that it's played through so straight. A lot of them lost interest. Like I said, I think that's what helps it when it gets to the Bigfoot part. Because it is an entirely different movie for about 10 minutes. It's really not that long. It's not like I thought it was going to be he kills Hitler, then a little bit, then, the rest is him tracking both Bigfoot and killing Bigfoot. No! It is like 10 minutes of this movie. Hold on, what's the runtime? 97 minutes, and about 10 of it is killing Bigfoot. It's just amazing to me. So yeah, like I thought of just like typing this up maybe on Twitter or maybe on to my friends in a Discord server, but no, I had to make a video because I want you to see my face as I describe this movie, hear my voice. Like, I recommend this movie just to see what the fuck happens when a sci-fi movie of the week invades another movie, because that is what this is. It is exactly what you think a sci-fi movie would be, while also dealing with, like, depression and loneliness and regrets. Yeah, so there you go. If you, recommend it, but don't expect a weird, schlocky movie like you'd expect. I said, like, even if this movie is bad, I love having it in my collection just to have this title. I legitimately like this movie. I like the decisions it made, and the weird bullshit tangent it went on where he killed Bigfoot. So, that's all I gotta say. Happy New Year! Here's to a good 2020, and I'll see you guys later.